If you watch my other YouTube channel, Two Tubes MTC, all about motor camping, you may have seen me install the Aochi Android Play navigation system on my Suzuki DR650. Well, not to be outdone, Carpuride have sent me the 502S Pro, and I'm going to be installing that on my Triumph Scrambler 1200 XE using the USB port under the seat. But before we start, let's have a quick unboxing upstairs and show you what's inside the box. Alright, so before we go ahead and install the 502S Pro Carpuride Motorcycle CarPlay navigation system on the Triumph Scrambler, let's do a quick unboxing and show you what you get with this particular model. Now, I have unboxed it before because I wanted to see what it was all about and get familiar with it, so keep that in mind. No big deal, but here we go. So here we go. Here's the device itself. All right, I'll just put that to one side and show you what else we get. All right, so this is the wired remote control. So that obviously just straps across your handlebars, and you've got 3 buttons here that obviously provide various functions. We've got a typical ball joint mount. This is what I'm excited about. So this is a mount to fix to your crossbar or something like that. You know, the bar where you can attach devices, navigation devices and so on, which is really good. So I don't actually have to use this because these tend to stick out a fair bit. What else we got? Some more nuts and bolts and fixings. This looks like, yes, a power USB wire cable and something similar to wire directly to your battery. I won't be using this. I'll be using the USB connection. This is just a ball joint mount extender type thing. Fuse, nuts and bolts and a Allen key, and your instruction manual. All right, that's that for that. All right, with that out the way, let's get to work. I'll put these to one side. This should just lift off. You have to be careful because we do have the USB attached here, so we're going to have to remove that from its rubber housing. So this will now allow me to run the wire through here, and I'll just attach it directly to the end here, and I won't have to drill any holes or anything in the plastic. From here, where the device is going to be mounted, we're going to run it down here and through here where all these other cables are, underneath the tank, and then out to here. Now, to get under the tank, we're going to have to undo this bolt, and then the tank should lift up enough for me to find a route through to under the seat. So we got this here. This will zip tie to here, and then it comes down through the headlight mounting behind this plastic shield. Then it goes up under the tank, and then, where are we? Across the crossbar member protector thingy here, where a whole bunch of important cables must be. Comes across, out the other focus, out the other side, and then there's just enough to reach the USB, just enough. So the USB on this bike is ignition activated, so we can safely connect this for the time being. Right, now to zip tie all the cables. Not too tight, because I may need to pull a bit of slack. They're just to hold it in place. Right, with that in there snug like that, hopefully this should just pop on like that. If you can hear noise in the background, my neighbour's doing laundry. Right, well, my device came with the ball mount fixed as standard, so get a small Phillips and you can unscrew that and it just comes away. Okay, so you get two of these special keys here which unlock the device from the holder. Just goes in and it comes away, so you can actually then take this off when you're leaving the bike. You don't have to leave it attached. This first needs to be connected to the crossbar mount. It just fits on the top here like that. It pushes into place and then is secured by two screws that go in here. So get your Phillips and these just screw in. Now we can mount this on the crossbar. All right, nice and snug. There you go, that's a satisfying snap. Now we just need to plug it in. Now there's two cables coming out of this particular device. One of them is for a handlebar wired remote, but I won't be installing that. There we go, so this one here is loose, so I'll just zip tie that for safekeeping. Seat back on. Quick rub down. All right, all we've got to do now is make sure everything's working. And there we go. Looks good. Okay, excellent. Right, so this is the main home screen of the Carpuride 502S Pro. And if you're familiar with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, the operation should be fairly straightforward. We've got various options from this main screen: phone, iPlay, Auto, so that's your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Audio output, mounting, settings, and SD card config, and music Bluetooth config. So if we go into Android Auto, obviously you need to pair this with a phone. You can see here you've got your standard maps, You can do your navigation. You've got various options down here. Phone. I've got iTunes thingy. Tuning radio. If you hit bottom right corner here, you switch to your apps page. Now these are all apps that can be configured to work with Android Auto if they have that feature, and then you can add them to your home screen, like WhatsApp. I've got Waze, so I can switch between different navigation applications, maps, ABC Listen, calendar, chat, and there's tuning radio. You can go click exit, back to the maps, back to your home page. That's pretty much it. It's fairly straightforward if you're familiar with this kind of technology. But anyway, you need to take it for a spin. Now, in order to hear the obviously the output from the unit when you're riding a motorcycle, it is better to have a Bluetooth headset installed in your helmet. Alright folks, let's give this thing a try in the real world on the road and go to a particular destination. So I'm going to pick Triumph Motors out in Virginia. It's about 5 or 6 k's away. Whether or not we'll get there, I don't know, but we'll give it a try. Alright, so switch the bike on. Alrighty, main display. Now it will take a moment or two just to connect up to the phone via Bluetooth. There we go, and it should then launch into Android Auto. Yep, there we go. Now here we can see some other bits and pieces, some shortcuts if you wanted to maybe listen to radio or what have you, but obviously you'd need a Bluetooth headset for that. I don't, and there is no speaker in this particular model, so we can't do that, and I'm just wondering, yep, we can get rid of it that way. Alright, so hit search. Let's see. No, it's not there, so let's go to Triumph, see locations, Team Moto, I think that's it there, near Zilmir, yeah. So let's go there. 19 minutes away. Oh, this route saves 6% petrol. Right, so off we go. There we go. It's 11 kilometers away. I didn't know that. Anywho, I'll put these gloves on and come back to you when we're on the road. Now, obviously, if I had a headset, Bluetooth headset installed, I'd be enjoying some music right now as I ride. Most likely that would be Coroner, who after over 25 years released their latest album. Awesome album, in fact their best, if not one of the best metal albums to have been released in quite a while. Additionally, with a Bluetooth headset, obviously you'd be able to receive phone calls, make phone calls, use Google, Hey Google, whatever it is, and communicate with your device, get it to give you alternate directions or send messages using voice commands, etc. So when I get to Team Moto Triumph in Virginia. I'll have a quick look around their bikes and see whether or not they have the latest Triumph Scramblers and the Bonneville range in stock, because they should be around fairly shortly. Seen quite a few reviews on those, so quite keen to see them in the flesh, so to speak. I'm not going to take you guys in there. I don't fancy filming in front of everybody, so I'll let you know my thoughts if they're in there anyway. All right, and off she goes. So, ooh, he's a little close. So no new Triumphs just yet. They didn't even have a Scrambler XC, the old kind. Again, I can't stress how much I like sitting at red lights in baking heat. Alright, so that wraps up this quick overview of the Carpuride 502S Pro. Pretty simple device, no attachments like tire pressure monitors or rear cameras. This is probably the most basic of the range, and Carpuride do offer a wide range of devices with which are much more feature packed than this particular device. I chose this one because of its small compactness, and I didn't want to attach cameras or anything else on the Scrambler. I just wanted a bare bones system that provided me with maps, basically, to keep my phone in my pocket and out of harm's way. So that's what this device does quite well. So if you fancy picking yourself up a device, either this one or any of the other Carpuride devices in their range, have a look in the description below. You'll find a rather generous discount, and that's on top of any discount that Carpuride are currently offering. So you can grab yourself one of these at a bargain rate, and keeps your phone out of harm's way, which I find is probably one of the biggest benefits. All right, well, that's a wrap for this video, and I wouldn't be doing my YouTube influencer job if I didn't say do like, and if you haven't already, subscribe. So there you go, I've just said it, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers, guys.